Hello, friends, and welcome. Welcome to your July Taroscopes with me, Intuitive Rene. Quite excited to bring July Taroscopes to you. Let me just take a second before we get into too many details to explain what a Taroscope is, how it works, and why you should be watching. So Taroscopes are something I release once a month. I do Taroscopes in the last week of each month for the month ahead, and I record 12 individual readings, one reading for each sign of the zodiac. Each reading uses the same spread or the same layout, but I change, obviously I shuffle and draw cards on camera so that the reading is completely clear to each one of you. And whatever your sun sign is, or if you're interested, you can do your moon sign and your rising sign as well, but your sun sign is the main one that the Taroscopes is done around. So whatever your sun sign is, you basically go to that sign of the zodiac and you watch the video, and it gives you guidance, detailed guidance for the month ahead. So in this particular case, we're looking at the month of July 2022, and I'm going to stick to the same format or layout or spread that I used in the last couple of months, because it seems to give substance. It seems to give quite a lot of information. The idea behind these Taroscopes is not so much fortune telling, because that's not really something I enjoy doing in these videos. What I enjoy, or I set the intention, is that these videos be a guide to help you navigate the month in whichever way you need to, because these are for the collective, because it's for everybody who has Aries or Pisces or Scorpio, whatever the zodiac sign is. That's a lot of you, okay? So to take the whole universe and everybody on it and categorize them into 12 little groups, is very broad. So I try not get too specific in the readings. I try and keep it as open-minded as possible, but really just to help you navigate, to give you the insight, the guidance, and the motivation that you need to handle the month in the best way that you can. So it will be applicable to so many different things that you deal with. And I get a lot of people messaging me saying, how did you get it to be so specific to my own circumstances? And really what that is because the reading is for the collective, a general, you are able to take the situations and to almost translate them into your circumstances. And it does fit, it does work. So that is the motivation or the idea behind the Taroscope. So I do record one intro. So this that you're listening to right now, I stick in the front of each of the individual readings just to save me having to say this 12 times. So I record 12 individual readings, and I put them up as 12 separate videos. So if you are watching whatever zodiac sign you are watching right now, but you want to jump to another one to check on your moon sign, or to check a family member or a significant other's zodiac for the month, the Taroscope, if you open up the description below, you will see I have links to each of the 12 zodiacs for July 2022. For this month, though, I am changing the cards that I work with. Every month I like to change cards because I like to play with my different cards. So this month I am my main tarot deck that I'm going to work with is the Lightseers Tarot. Lightseers Tarot, created by Chrisanne Donnelly. She's an amazing, beautiful soul, beautiful energy. So she created this deck, and I call this my workhorse. It's a deck I reach for whenever I need a little bit of guidance, and for most of my client readings it is a staple in my collection. I'm going to pair that up with another deck by Chrisanne Donnelly, by the same creator of the Lightseers, and that is the Sacred Creators Oracle. And this is going to set out our theme, or give us our tone for the month ahead from the Sacred Creators Oracle. And at the end of the reading, before we finish off, I'm going to finish off with a card from the Earthcraft Oracle as well. So all in all, we're going to have 11 cards that we're going to deal with for each sign of the zodiac. So that's detailed. That's giving you quite a lot of information. The video stays up on YouTube all the time, so you can come back to it as often as you need to. So if you want to say, a couple of days into the month, if you want to come and just do a check-in on how you're navigating, what are the things that you should be focusing on, and just double checking yourself, you're welcome to do that. Do it again in the middle of the month, and then just before the end of the month as well. Just like as you are listening to me now, your June Taroscopes are still up for viewing. So maybe pop over and see how you did. What were you supposed to be focusing on versus what you were focusing on? How far off are you? And then when you look at July, it'll put a lot of things into perspective for you as well. Friends, these videos, I love bringing them to you, but it would be nice if you could just show some love and support the channel to make sure that that I keep coming back and bringing you this content by giving the video a thumbs up, and comment below is always so valued and appreciated. And if you haven't already done so, please do click that subscribe button. So I'm going to stop chatting and let's get straight into your reading. Right, Scorpio, let's have a look and see what July 2022 has in store for you. So giving the Sacred Creators Oracle a little shuffle, and I'm just taking a single card from this deck, which is going to set up and define the tone of the reading for the month ahead. Right, I'm happy with that little shuffle. Let's cut the deck over there and taking a card off the top. Let's have a look. What is the tone of our reading today, Scorpio? We have got stop, drop, and ground. I love that. Stop, drop, and ground. Basically, what that's saying is stop whatever you're doing. Drop down to earth, drop down to the ground. And when we talk about grounding yourself, it's about anchoring yourself in the earth. That's why we've got this beautiful brown earth kind of color here, sandy color. And it's basically saying that, you know, maybe we need to be brought down to earth, not brought down to size, as that saying goes, but it's about connecting yourself with earth, so that we stay practical, that we stay grounded, that we stay real in what we do, why we do, and how we do it. So we're not going to have any fancy kind of conversations today. Our reading is going to be honest. Our reading is going to be truthful. We're going to keep ourselves grounded and connected. We're going to keep ourselves honest. We're going to keep ourselves pure, and we're not going to get too lost in fantasy. We're going to stop, drop, and ground. All right, as you can see, I am shuffling the Lightseers Tarot. I did shuffle before I started recording, but you know me, I like to shuffle when I have your attention. So just giving the cards a little bit of a shuffle. I'm then going to lay out all the 9 cards that we need for the reading before I actually start with the reading. All right, I'm happy with that shuffle. Let's cut the deck over there and let's lay out the cards that we need. I always try and make it nice and neat and pretty, but as you can see, I'm 2 cards in and already failing at that. Right. 3, 4, and 5. And 1 more. And then I am grabbing my Earthcraft Oracle and going to give this one a little shuffle. This is an Oracle card that we will take right at the end that will sort of round up the reading, tie it all in, bring it all back to itself. So we're going to take just a single card from the Earthcraft Oracle. And I thought just, you know, lay out all the cards at the beginning so that we don't have to worry about it for the remainder of the reading. There we go. Cards are laid out, Scorpio. So let's get straight into the reading, starting with this one over here. So our tone of the reading is to stop, drop, and ground. Let's have a look. This card, the first card that I've got over here, is going to be a card that describes you as you step into the month of July. So as July starts, who are you? What are you? What are you dealing with? What's happening in your life as the month of July starts? So, Scorpio, it looks like everything's crumbling around you. We have got the Tower card, which is a tower that has been struck by lightning, and it is in a state of collapse. It is, you can see we've got some rocks and stones and stuff that are starting to come down. And what we have is a squirrel coming out with all of its acorns and all of its stuff, saying, I need to get out of here because my home is about to go up in smoke. My home is about to collapse. So you may be feeling as if everything's tumbling around you. You may be feeling as if there's a state of chaos in your life, a state of turmoil in your life, but it is hopeful. Okay, we're not feeling completely desperate or desolate or, you know, anything like that. But it's almost like, you know, and it's interesting with the stop, drop, and ground. And I was saying about being brought down to size. And I was saying it's not about that, but maybe it is. Maybe that's exactly what's going on for you at the moment. Is it's almost like everything feels as if it's crumbling around you, and you're having to relook, reevaluate, and refocus or redetermine on, you know, who you are, what you're all about, what's important and significant in your life. So there's definitely this whole concept of questioning reality. So that is how you come into the month of July. It doesn't mean that that's what July is going to be all about. But as the month of July starts, as we go into it, that's certainly the energy that you're navigating and the energy that you're dealing with. Now we get into the specifics of the month, and what we're going to look at now is what is the theme, what is the overall theme for the entire month of July. And what we have over here for you, Scorpio, is the Eight of Cups. Here she's taken all her hopes, her dreams, her ambitions, her desires, her needs, wants, and desires, everything like that. She's written it onto a piece of paper, she's put it into this bowl, and she set it alight, and now she's walking away. It is the card of exploration. It is the card of turning your back on. It's the card of walking away and looking for the sunrise. She's walking towards the sunrise. She's walking towards a new day, but she's leaving all her troubles and her burdens behind. And that is about being grounded. That is about being honest and truthful with yourself and saying, you know what, I choose not to get caught up in the chaos. I choose not to get caught up in that kind of world. I choose something better for myself. And I'm going to leave the drama behind. I'm going to leave the chaos. I'm going to leave the burdens behind. And I am walking towards a new day, walking towards the sunrise, walking towards new opportunity. And that's what the month of July is going to be about. It's going to be about recognizing and acknowledging what it is that you need to let go of so that you can explore new, better, and exciting opportunities. So I quite like that indeed, Scorpio. You know, it's not easy to do that. It's not easy to walk away from things that you think matter, that you think is important and significant. But sometimes when we experience hardship and difficulty and, you know, chaos all around us, sometimes we have no choice but to do that. So let's see how it plays out during the month of July. But that is the theme. The theme is about exploring options, choosing to leave things behind, choosing to leave things as they are, and to look for and explore new opportunities. All right. Card number 3. We've looked at what the theme is for the month, and card number 3 is something that you absolutely can look forward to accomplishing, something that you will succeed at in the month of July. You know what, at this card, I mean, I don't know if it's her blue hair, I don't know if it's the gesture, I don't know what it is, but I get such a positive feeling. It's this kind of, you know, the light emanating from her heart space, and she just seems to be jumping for joy. She just seems to be in such a good space, in such a good moment, you know, living her best life and celebrating everything that there is. So she has a treasure chest down the bottom here, and it's full, it's overflowing. You know, she probably couldn't close that lid. It's so full of stuff. She has everything her heart desires and so much more. She is celebrating every single accomplishment, every single achievement, every single thing that she is, that she has, and that she's done. It's very interesting. It seems to be like a waterline here. So it's like she's underwater, actually. And she's just floating, and she's allowing her heart space to guide her, to lead her, to drive her to whatever it is that she needs, whatever it is that she desires. I've suddenly realized we've gone from the Eight of Cups to the Nine of Cups. So, and the Suit of Cups is the suit of emotions. So the fact that we've gone from an 8 to a 9 shows progress, shows evolution, shows movement forward. All right. As something that you will accomplish your goals, you will accomplish your dreams, you will accomplish everything that is significant and that matters to you during the month. This is confirmation that you will, as long as you are guided by your heart, and as long as you stay pure, honest, and grounded in your activities during the month. So Scorpio, this is very interesting. We started off with a bit of a heavy energy around the chaos, the devastation, the destruction, the walking away, the leaving behind. But then Spirit is saying, but you know what? It's all good. It's all good. You got this. You need to do this, and you are going to celebrate. You are going to acknowledge. You are going to succeed at everything you need to, as long as you remain grounded, honest, truthful, and practical. Grounded in your actions and activities for the month. So in order to do that, in order to achieve everything that you've got your sights set on, in order for you to be successful, you need to avoid this. Whatever this card is, we need to avoid. So what we have here is the Queen of Cups. Now, we're sticking with the cups. We've got cups, cups, and cups, okay? The Tower is a major arcana card, so it doesn't factor here because it's only the one major arcana card. but you now have the 3 cups cards. Cups, as I said, it's the suit of emotions. It's the suit of connections. The Queen of Cups, here she sits waist deep in water. She's got some fish swimming around her. She's very comfortable in and out of, let me try that again, in and out of the water. She's very comfortable. She's very content in her environment, in her surroundings. She is supporting others while she is being supported. So this is like, to me, it's an equal give and take. That so she gives as much as she takes from her community, from her people, from her environment. She's not just giving the whole time. It's definitely a give and take scenario. Now, this is Spirit saying to you, this is something that you need to avoid. And what it is caring for others. And I know that's a very crazy statement to make, and it sounds like weird. Like, who says that? Okay. And I don't mean it in the literal sense. It's not like Spirit is saying to you, you need to stop caring for others. Not at all. But it's about putting other people's needs before your own. That's what you need to avoid. That's what this is. She, Queen of Cups, she is very much about putting other people's needs before her own. As much as it is an equal give and take, she does tend to always consider other people before she considers herself. She does take, she does give, she does get, but she is, who goes first? Other people. It's always like that. If there's 100 people in the queue, she will serve them first. She will take care of them first before she takes anything for herself. Only once the queue is empty, only then will she factor in her own self. And Scorpio, this is Spirit saying that this is something that you need to avoid during the month of July. So don't always let other people jump the queue, be in front. Don't let other people take a higher priority than you in the month ahead. Very, very important that. Okay, so avoid allowing other people to take a higher priority in the circumstance, situation, and in your life during July. I think also it's about recognizing your own importance, recognizing your own significance, recognizing that you matter just as much as everybody else does. And again, it's about being practical. It's about being honest. It's about being true to yourself first and foremost. And if you can do that, then it's easy to leave behind the things that are no longer relevant and significant in your life. Okay, so we're going to avoid that during the month of July. Let's have a look and see what is it that you should embrace during July. And it's quite an interesting take, because the Five of Pentacles, she's locked out. Okay, she feels like everybody's closed the door on her. They've locked her out. They're doing whatever it is that they're doing on the other side of the door, and she feels abandoned, neglected, forgotten. She feels like she's been left out in the cold. But look, okay, so what we have is a key, and I can almost guarantee you it's the key that fits the lock. But she's so focused on the fact that she feels abandoned, neglected, forgotten, etc., that she hasn't even looked around to see that the key's right there. So yes, they closed the door. Yes, they closed the door before she came in, but they left her a tool, a method, a system, a something that can help her get in, if only she looked for it. So it's almost like Spirit saying, embrace this. So when you feel as if people have moved on without you, when you feel like you've been forgotten or left out of something, when you feel as if you're not a part of, before you get upset, before you start drowning in your own pity and sorrow, look around, find the key, because they've left it there on purpose so that you can join them. Okay, they maybe closed the door on account of air conditioning. All right. So when the door is closed, when you arrive and the door is closed, and the door is figurative. The door is a symbol for anything that you're wanting to get involved in. So when you start exploring, when you start looking for new opportunities, when you start going towards that sunrise, and you feel as if everybody's already there and you're not there and they didn't wait for you, instead of feeling bad for yourself and sorry for yourself, grab the key, open the door. Go in and join them and see that they are waiting for you, ready to celebrate and acknowledge and to experience this with you. But if you choose to get sucked into the negative, you're going to stay on the outside all on your own. The keys are right there. Use them. Use the tools that are available to you that can help you to navigate whatever it is that you need to navigate. And I think that's where our Queen of Cups comes in as well, because our Queen of Cups, you know, would be upset not at the fact that they couldn't get in the door, but the fact that the door's closed and nobody else can get in. The Queen of Cups would be the person who's saying, oh, shame, nobody else can get in, and let me help them and let me do for them, instead of worrying about themselves. So that's why we need to avoid that, because everybody else is already there. You need to get yourself through the door. You need to be the one that stays truthful, grounded, and recognizing that you deserve love and happiness as much as everybody else does. You are looking for new opportunities. You're looking for new opportunities for success and happiness, but it doesn't mean that you've been excluded. You've just got to find your own way to unlock, to open, to participate, to join, and to connect with everybody else around you. All right, so Scorpio, very interesting the way that that's coming through. We're now going to have a look at this card down the bottom here, and this is an obstacle. So that was something you need to avoid. This is something that you need to embrace, because Spirit is saying to you, embrace the keys, embrace the opportunity, embrace the tools that are available to you to change your situation and your circumstance. This particular card is an obstacle that you can't avoid, an obstacle that you will face, that you will deal with, and that you will resolve, that you will figure out. And what we have here is the card of the Fool. Now, it's interesting. We've got these two, which are ladies in yellow falling. So it seems to be a common trend so far in the reading. Both of them are trusting. She is standing on this cliff. She's standing with the back facing. She's got a huge, big crystal, amethyst crystal in her one hand, and she has got her stick of belongings in the other hand. And she's just falling into this infinity pool. And she's trusting that the pool is safe, that the pool will catch her, that she will float, and that she'll be unharmed. And she's just really going with the flow. And she knows that when she hits the water, that there will be a current, there will be an energy that will take her somewhere. She doesn't know where. And she trusts that it's going to be okay. It's about the infinite possibilities of what life offers. And as much as she is not in control, she is very much in control, because she's trusting the process. And this is something that you need to embrace this month, Scorpio. You need to trust the process. That door is closed for a reason. Maybe the door is closed not to keep you out, but to keep the surprise in. And if you just embrace the key and unlock and open the door, instead of focusing on the fact that you have been left on the outside, if you just trust in the process, you will be amazed at what you will achieve. But if you stand there too afraid to fall, too afraid to drop into the infinity pool, if you're too afraid to trust in the process, you're never going to have the experience. You're just going to be sitting on the outside, all on your own. You have, remember, the theme for the month is about stepping away, leaving your troubles behind, leaving your pain and discomfort behind, and moving towards a brighter day, moving towards a new day. But that requires trust, faith, belief in yourself and in something bigger than you or I. So this is something that you need to overcome. You need to overcome this fear. You need to overcome this trust. You need to learn how. And the only way to do it is to just fall. That is the way that you do it. I love that, Scorpio. That's actually very, very powerful. The next card we have, because obviously this is scary. I mean, let's just be completely honest. If you have ever done this, it's scary. It's scary to stand there and to just drop. If you've ever done a bungee jump, I have never, but just the thought of it is scary enough, never mind the reality of it. But if you've ever done that, that moment before you fall, before you jump, before you leap, it is frightening. So the next card is Spirit saying, we see you. We acknowledge that it's scary. We acknowledge that it's frightening. But this is how we're going to help you. This is how we're going to support you. And the card that we have here is this beautiful Queen of Pentacles. She just looks so regal. She just looks like she is so confident and she's so together. She knows who she is. She knows her worth. She doesn't need anybody to tell her anything. She sits there like, I don't even have to look at you. I know who I am. Do you know who you are? Okay, she is very practical. She is very grounded. She's very down to earth. She knows she doesn't have too many airs and graces about her, and she certainly has very little ego. So she doesn't feel as if or think she's better than anybody else. She just knows that she is capable, that she is amazing. She knows that she's wonderful and fabulous, but she hasn't allowed it to get to her head. And this is Spirit saying exactly that to you, Scorpio, that, you know what, as long as you remain grounded, as long as you know your truth as to what you're capable of doing, who you actually are, this is easy. And Spirit is saying is if you are true to yourself, this is easy. Okay, so the support that's available to you, what Spirit is saying to you is just recognize your truth. Recognize who you are at the surface and under the surface. Recognize the truth of who you are. And if you're able to recognize that truth, then trusting the process and falling into the infinity pool is simple, it's easy, it's uncomplicated. Next we have is an action. So this is action steps that you need to take. This is something that you need to initiate during the month. We have the gorgeous lovers card. I love this card. Oh, I love this card. So they are so passionate. They are so intertwined. They are so connected. They don't even recognize that we're all looking at them right now. They don't care who sees them. They don't care what people think. They don't care who approves or who disapproves. They are just so in the moment. And that's exactly what you need to be. You need to not care what the neighbors think. You need to not care what the person down the road thinks. You know, you've chosen to walk away from pain and discomfort. You've recognized that you deserve an abundance, happiness, and joy. You're going to stop putting other people's needs first. You're going to focus on yourself, and you're going to use the keys that are available to join the party, to connect with other people. You're going to trust, you're going to believe, and you are going to have passion. You're going to have love, and you are not going to be concerned around other people's thoughts about what you want, what you want to do. It's about allowing your passion, giving your passion space to breathe, space to live, to feel, to experience. And that is the most important thing, Scorpio, is that you feel love on every level and not just on the surface, because you're walking away from that. You're recognizing that that doesn't serve you. It doesn't help you. It doesn't feed your soul. So you've gone exploring, and that's the whole month. The whole month we're exploring, we're looking, we're seeking, because everything feels like it's collapsing around you at the beginning of the month. So let's go exploring. And what are we exploring? We're exploring everything. We're exploring truth and honesty. We're not focusing on other people. We're focusing on ourselves, and we're focusing on bringing contentment, happiness, trust, and faith into our world. And that's it. That's the only thing that matters, Scorpio, especially during the month of July. So our final tarot card, Scorpio, is just additional message from Spirit, additional advice and guidance, anything else that Spirit feel you need to know right now. And it's the card of celebration. Celebrating friendship, celebrating joy, celebrating connections with other people. And it's telling you that that's the most important thing. Most important thing is togetherness, unity, celebration, and love, unconditional love. Love with like-minded people, people who think the same as you, people who feel the same as you, people who want the same as you. If you're spending time with people who are different to you, why? You know, why? Don't. Spirit is saying, you know, our days of that is over. Our days of spending time with people who just take. Those days are done. Those days are over. We're following our hearts now. We're following our truth now. And we're trusting that the universe has got our back. And we are only going to spend time with like-minded beings and souls. And that's where we're going to find our happiness. I love this, actually. So, Scorpio, we have got one card left. Oracle card from the Earthcraft Oracle. Let's have a look and see its message. The sight of owl. So here we have somebody who has dressed up as the owl, and they're basically saying that, what does it mean that moment you see the owl? Immediately, like, I think about a time when I was standing in my garden. It was about 5 years ago, 6 years ago. I was standing in my garden, broad daylight, middle of the day. It was like, I don't know, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, clear skies above my head. And I was having a conversation with my mom, and all of a sudden we both noticed something, movement above our heads. And as we looked up, it was this beautiful, beautiful white owl that just flew past us. I mean, we both somehow think, did we actually see that? Was it a figment of our imaginations? But immediately we both had a sense of pride, a sense of love, a sense of companion, a sense of unconditional, a sense of spirit, a sense of knowing, a sense of understanding. And there were no words. We didn't need words. There was just that inner knowing, that inner trust, that inner belief, that inner understanding. And that's what happens when we see the owl. That's what happens when we experience the wisdom, the unconditional of the owl. And honestly, Scorpio, that's what July is all about for you. July is all about you finding your truth, seeing that owl, having that knowing in your heart and soul, having that knowing of what truly matters and that nothing else does, and letting the rest of it go. Scorpio, wishing you an amazing month ahead. An amazing month ahead. I'm so jealous. I wish I was a Scorpio. As always, Scorpio, with love and blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care.